What's good, everyone? It's MJO23Dan back with another video. Today's video we have a vintage look at 30 years ago, 1990. This year Jordan Brand is celebrating the Air Jordan 5 in many different ways, specifically with the Air Jordan 35 with elements of the 5 and other Air Jordans mixed in, but primarily the Air Jordan 5. So I picked this sneaker up back in June, and it's been a long time coming. I promised I'd shout out the guy that I purchased the sneakers from. His name is Adam Ruggieri, and he is a realtor out in Arizona. If you guys are interested in knowing what's up with his details here is his business card, and then on the back, just gave me a little note here. If I was able to send anybody out his way, or for anybody that's looking for a house in Arizona, he'd get me a free pair of kicks at closing. So, Adam, I appreciate the lookout on this, and I know this review is a long time coming, but nonetheless, here it is. This was actually the last sneaker that I needed for a complete collection of the Air Jordan 5 set from 1990. This is the OG Air Jordan 5 Fire Red with the silver tongue. Let's get to the review. Alright, so before we start out, let's get to the details of the box. You guys have seen this style box before. They've primarily done the 5 and the 6 in this version box, and you know, it's got the big old Jumpman right up the front, or at the top. And then on the front of the box, get all the details here. You guys can pause the video. This is style number 4383 for the Fire Red Air Jordan 5 silver tongue, and I'm gonna mention that silver tongue, black tongue, because it gets mixed up typically, and this is the silver tongue, just to make it more specific. But you can see here the sale price, $83. So in 1990 when these dropped, they were $125, I believe. So I actually have the original receipt here, and it got discounted all the way to 83. You can see here from the Athletic Supply, $124.99, of course $125, and then this right here is the original receipt. You can see there $105.66. So you know what, somebody didn't get that sale price. Somebody got gypped. But yeah, this was the original receipt, purchased from Athletic Supply in Redmond, Washington. So I don't know if anybody remembers that store, if you guys are from Washington, but this is where this specific pair came from. So in the box you have the booklet. This is the 1990 catalog, and you can see, they usually lay out what they're gonna have for that season, apparel, the shoes, stuff like that. Neat stuff. And then at the end we get the Air Jordan Flight Club card. You can apply to be a member and get a bunch of goodies and stuff like that. So I'm still hoping that they do some type of collector club or something like that. Just to, maybe get some goodies from, loyal fans of the brand. I know they did the Flight Club some years ago, maybe like late 2000s or such. You had to text the message over and, get discounts and, free access to particular product and stuff like that. So we'll see. And then we have the lace locks. I took them off the shoes, and they're a little bit cloudy. right around the actual lace lock itself. No branding on the lace lock, the red part I mean. So we can see if we can pull this out. If not, I'm going to leave it in there. But no, it's got Nike on one side. On the other side, it still has Nike. No Jumpman branding on these. And then now we get into the shoes here. So, yep, these are in pretty good condition. They're used. You can see the yellowing on the outsole there. I don't want to handle it too much because, you know, my other Fire Red 5 is actually disintegrating. So a lot of the OG shoes from back then used open cell polyurethane. So from what we get now is closed cell polyurethane, and it's not going to show cracking like this over time. Open cell meaning it's porous, so like a lot of the elements get into the midsole and, you know, start disintegrating it, breaking it up, causing this oxidation as well with the white film on it. Yeah, not a pretty sight. Now I will say something about the netting though. Although I see a little bit of yellowing on the netting here, typically OG Air Jordan 5 netting does not yellow. So it's probably because this was used, but it shouldn't yellow too much, and it doesn't crack for some odd reason. If you get the retros from, you know, the early 2000s, those have cracked really badly, and, you know, you've seen restorers do swaps on those, and it's a pretty tedious job to be able to do that. But, you know, you can see a lot of the inspiration, and I know the Off-White Air Jordan 5 is coming out, and you can see, you know, the inspiration with the oxidation, the yellowing and stuff like that. It's carried over to the style in 2020, so something that looks, you know, yellow, dingy, vintage, stuff like that, it's going to be apparent in 2020 because that's the vibe going in. But, you know, just something here to appreciate with the OG Air Jordan 5. You know, you got the oxidation of the clear sole. And just something that I would love Jordan Brand to, you know, work even more is the shape of the shoe overall. So we did get a retro of this shoe in 2020. So, you know, maybe I will do a comparison review for you guys in another video. But yeah, I also want to bring in the 2000 along with it. But, you know, I'll eventually do that. But I wanted to showcase more of the OG since it's here. And, you know, primarily a Durabuck upper. They introduced Durabuck probably sometime with the Air Jordan 3, carried over to the 4, the 5, and then, you know, like a nubuck type feel of the Air Jordan 6, you know, carrying on over into a lot of the 90s shoes. Durabuck was a synthetic leather that was used, and, you know, I guess, you know, a lot of the times they're using it because they thought it would last longer. With that, I know with Air Jordan 6s, you know, that starts to fade, and, you know, it's a really hard material to restore, you know, coming from a restorer's point of view. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, people like Durabuck, others don't. They like the leather. The 2020 is leather, so that's not going to, you know, rip away at you. But with these guys, they ended up turning out pretty well over the years. And again, shout out to Adam. Gave me, man, we haggled on price a lot, and there was a period where I was waiting for some time also to be able to get the price that I wanted. I didn't want to overpay, but then again, this was like pretty much one of the last sneakers that I needed to complete the set. I'm glad to have it in here. Full 3M on the tongue, very nice. I love that it's like a fabric type. It's not the bubble type. One of my pet peeves with the Air Jordan 5 is that bubble look of the tongue. This doesn't have that. You know, it kind of reminds me of like the early 2000s pair as well. And you know, carrying over the shape, quality, consistency, like this is a beautiful shoe. And the Nike are on the back, of course, big old font, gotta love that. I guess overall, something that I would change on the OG is, and they try to carry it over to the 2020, is the midsole type. So, while I do enjoy the squishiness of open cell polyurethane, it doesn't last very long. And, I really don't want to handle this too much as I'm showing it to you guys on camera. But, it's one of those things where, like, if you've had a chance to experience open cell polyurethane, it's really soft midsole. It's not really of that bulky type, hard, break-in type. It's ready to go. So, I don't know. Maybe Jordan Brand can mess around with materials in the near future, get it something as close to the OG. But, with all the elements, the stitching, the slant of the toe, you gotta love it. The molded heel right here on the back, just a beautiful shoe, man. The tongue's not even like overly tall either. It's just right. And it had Nike Air, and it's faded already because, again, it's used. You got Nike Air on the inside of the shoe. Beautiful shoe, man. But anyways, let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below in the comment section, regarding, I guess, retro of the 2020. I know most of you guys have it. Comparing it to the OG, I'll do that in a future video. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Follow me there on Twitter and Instagram, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care. Talking